Hello, I'm Sophie, and I will continue sharing from the book that my guru has written. This is the book, Compassion Conquers All, Teaching on the 8 Verses of Mind Transformation by Sam Rinpoche. I will be reading from page 85, verse 5. Accepting defeat, you win. May I accept unjust loss, such as others abusing me, or slandering me out of jealousy, and may I offer the victory to others. This verse is the very foundation of Bodhisattva practice. The reason we take Bodhisattva vows is to have guidelines and to promise to follow those guidelines to become a Bodhisattva, to become enlightened. And so, if we practice this verse and understand its significance and meaning, then the foundations is provided. If we are able to offer the gains and victory to others, even in daily life, we will benefit tremendously, purifying so much karma and generating so much merit. Whatever the outcome in worldly terms, gain or loss, all will be like a great victory to us. Compassion conquers all. Don't be attached to external results. Every saint has started small. Some of them were even worse than us. For example, Milarepa was a magician who brought murder, black magic, and hailstorms on his enemies. But he became enlightened. We hung out at Hard Rock Cafe, and we are not enlightened. He definitely did worse than we did, but he is enlightened. Please remember this. This is the hardest part, practice. We will always have people jealous of us. We will never be free of it. You need to accept that fact. Why? Because many beings are stuck in samsara. They are stuck in their delusions. They are ignorant of their delusions. They are ignorant of what jealousy can do to them, the harm it can inflict on them and others. And as a result of thousands and thousands and thousands of lifetimes of conditioning, they act out of jealousy. So what makes you think you have the power for them to not get jealous of you and abuse you and slander you? Some of them even have the audacity and great courage to slander Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, their gurus. So what makes you an exception? What makes me an exception? You are going to be the subject of other people's jealousy if you are doing well. Not necessarily that you are at fault, but because their delusions are out of control and they have no wisdom to control their delusions, they act out of delusions. And the delusions that they act out on bring negative states of existence for them again and again and again. By reacting to these people negatively, you increase your delusions and you increase theirs. So when someone treats you badly and you treat them badly back, you are just as bad as them, as they are. Your delusions are just as strong as theirs. Your ego and self-cherishing mind are just as strong as theirs. You are no better. Yes, they may have done something to you, and it is wrong, and they are wrong. But when you react similarly, you are equally wrong. So when someone treats you badly or says something bad to you, hurts your feelings, or is rude to you, and you are rude back, and you are short-tempered back, you are just as bad as they are. They are just as guilty. You are just as guilty. Two wrongs do not make a right. You should be just as ashamed as they are. And you, in fact, collect the same amount of negative karma as they do. The same. If they treat you badly and you treat them back badly, what is the difference? Who cares about the cause anyway? The action creates negative results. The very fact that you treat them badly and you abuse them shows how uncontrolled you are and how much you are without compassion. You do not consider how they might be suffering. You do not consider their situations. You are not sensitive to them and their sufferings. And you are not being sensitive to them shows how strong your self-cherishing mind is. You are more important than them. So you do not need to be sensitive to them. In fact, when someone treats you badly, abuses you, and is rude to you, this is the moment for you to check if you are doing Dharma practice. And if you are not, that is the moment to start. If you complain, if you make noise, if you make an issue of it, if you run around like a chicken with no head, screaming and shouting, you look just as bad. If someone mistreats you and is rude to you, or does not talk nicely to you, or is not being kind to you, or as a person trying to practice the Dharma, you have found a perfect opportunity. What do you think? When everything is good and everyone is polite and nice, that's when you recite mantras and you sit there with your eyes rolling and incense blowing, chanting Om. No. When do you practice Dharma? When you are not chanting, when you are not praying, when you are not in retreat, when you are not near your guru, that is when you are practicing the Dharma. When someone shouts at you, when someone scolds you, is rude to you, has abused you, is hurtful to you, doesn't agree with you or opposes you, that's when you practice the Dharma. May I accept the unjust loss and offer the victory to others. Why? In that acceptance of defeat, you win. Because it shows your negative karma is becoming less. So when someone reacts negatively to you and you react negatively, you are just as guilty. You look just as ridiculous, and you should be just as embarrassed. In fact, you should react in a way that says, what is bothering you? What happened? Explore, check, have compassion, and see if maybe they are having a bad day, or if they are not having a bad day. Maybe they are oppressed by violent pain, overwhelmed by sufferings and delusions. Isn't that an object for you to treasure, to cherish, and to practice with? Because without that, how do you practice patience? If we do not offer the victory to the people who treat us with abuse and slander, and so on, we are going to be fighting one battle after another. And we will never ever win the battle, because there are going to be many people who would treat you in that way. They have treated you in that way. They are treating you in that way. And they will continue to treat you in that way. And whether you practice the Dharma or not, they will still treat you in that way. So what is the best remedy? Fight back or practice the Dharma? What is the benefit here? Where's the gain? If you practice the Dharma, you will be able to deal with these types of people. And as a result, you will start improving. You will start changing. You will start becoming a better person. And therefore, you win the ultimate war, not the little battles. And after a while, when you practice enough, even people are rude and mean to you, you can still treat them with compassion. You know that you are improving in your practice. You know you are going in the right direction, and you should be proud without ego. You should be happy, rejoice, and dedicate the merits so that you can increase that positive emotion even more. May I accept unjust loss, just as others abusing me or slandering me out of jealousy, and may I offer the victory to others. When we listen to it, it is beautiful. We praise it. We touch it to our head. we make offerings, and we kowtow to it. We kowtow to the people who practice that teaching. We respect the people who talk about it. We respect it. We kowtow to it. We make offerings to it. We make an effort to go listen and learn about it. Why? Because deep down inside, we are good human beings. We would like to practice that, and we know it's the truth. Deep down inside, we know it is correct. It is the truth. Therefore, we admire it and praise it, and we would like to practice it. The next step is to actually practice it. The next time when you meet someone who is delusional, angry, and hateful, who doesn't want to cooperate, who is difficult, think about the story I told you about Atisha and the monk who scolded him constantly. We should always think about Atisha and the mean old monk. Every time we want to react, we should think of Atisha. If we can remember, we would wear a pendant of Atisha. Sorry, if we can't remember, we should wear a pendant of Atisha. And when that emotion arises, flash it. We should get statues of Atisha, make pictures of Atisha, and put them in our cars, in our dresser tables, in the living room, in the office, especially in traffic. We should have pictures of Atisha to remind us how he treated the monk who abused him so much, and how we should practice. Atisha treated the monk so well, and he became enlightened. Another thing is, any abuse, any unhappiness, and any suffering that you get from others is an effect resulting from a cause. Without a cause, there is no effect. So ultimately, you yourself, myself, ourselves, all of us have created the cause. We have done things in our previous lives and in this life to get that effect, to receive that effect. So it's better to receive it with patience and humility. Offer the victory to others. Suffer the loss. Purify that karma, train our minds and advance. Wouldn't that be more beautiful? These beautiful words, aren't they music to the ears? Every single being on that altar that we bow to embodies that message. We make offerings to them because they embody that quality. So being that we respect the qualities that the holy beings embody so much, doesn't it behoove us to try to achieve it? And how do we achieve it? One step at a time. One jealous, abusive, negative, hurtful person at a time. And in fact, if we really want to practice the Dharma, we should set up a little stall that says, abuse me, slander me, show me disrespect, hurt me, do something to me, please. I want to become a Buddha, please. I want to be a Bodhisattva. Please, 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 please. And when someone does, we should sit there with a big smile, happy, excited, and say, can you come back tomorrow and do it again? Can we make an appointment? Most of us, when we see them coming, we get in the bullet train and scram. But in fact, every person that abuses us, this is not a psychological mind game. It's the result of our negative karma on one hand, and an opportunity to practice on the other. And when they do that to us, we can't offer them victory. It is a meter to see how much we have practiced or not practiced. So in fact, these beings should be held as rare ones and precious treasures. Why precious treasure? Because these beings can confer the 6 parameters: giving, patience, ethics, enthusiasm, meditative concentration, and wisdom onto us. They allow us that opportunity. They allow us the opportunity to practice. and without them, we cannot become enlightened. As I explained to you all, my friends, it is dependent on all sentient beings that we can gain attainments. So, as I have told you, if there were 5 billion people on this planet and you love 4,999,999,999, and there is one being that really gets on your nerves and you hate him, guess what? You can't become enlightened. You can't become a Buddha. You can't even get the higher results. You can't get even an ounce of bodhicitta. Forget ultimate bodhicitta. Not even relative bodhicitta. Because your enlightenment depends on them. You need an object to have compassion for. You need an object to be compassionate to offer the victory to, so that you can become a bodhisattva. Your level of bodhisattvahood depends on them, depends on every single sentient beings that exists on this planet, in all worlds. So how can we not respect the very object that are pushing us towards enlightenment? You may think, how ridiculous. Let's have an easier example. If there are 500 people and I love 499, how can one person stop me from gaining enlightenment? Because the very fact that you don't like one shows that you do not have the quality of enlightenment. Because if you are enlightened, the enlightened state has no hatred or malice, no arrogance, pride, or hurt. So if you are uncomfortable with even one, it is not that one that is holding you back. It is your emotions, your subtle defilement not yet purified. In fact, these beings are a precious treasure because they offer you that great opportunity. When others out of jealousy treat me with abuse, slander, and so on, and that can be applied to all negative emotions you receive from others, may I cherish them and offer the victory to them. And this is the meditation that Rinpoche prescribed. Ask this question while in meditation. What would it be like to have absolutely no need to be right? To perceive pain and injustice others seem to inflict upon us as purification of harmful separatist concepts we ourselves have acted from. How would my body feel? How would my emotions feel? How would my heart and mind feel? How would I interact with them? Allow yourself to breathe in these liberating energies and relax within them. Let them become one with you. Let me reiterate verse 5. May I accept unjust loss, such as other abusing me or slandering me out of jealousy. May I offer the victory to others. We do not always need to win. It will also make us suffer, because in the aftermath, we may regret what we have done to get back at others. There's a verse from the famous Vietnamese teacher, Thich Nhat Hanh. This body is not me. I am not caught in this body. I am life without boundaries. I have never been born. I will never die. Look at me. Look at the stars and the moon. All of them are me, manifestations of me. It is a very deep verse. It is like each of us are all different, and yet we are the same. I will end this session now, and I will continue on with verse 6 in my next sharing. So I will end this here with a completion dedication in Tibetan. Changjub Senjo Rinpoche, Makepa Namje Yishi, Kepa Nampa Mepayang, Gone Gondo Pewashu, Tony Doa Rinpoche, Makepa Namje Yishi, Kepa Nampa Mepayang, Gone Gondo Pewashu, Daso Jini Sapagi Wadi, Dandandro Waguna Gambada, Jepa Jesu Losan Trapai, Dumping Impori Dusa Se Sho, Kewa Kuntu Yandala Mada, Drami Chuki Pala Lonchoching, Sadam Nangi Yote Razone, Doji Changi Ngopangatusu, Gewa Di Yududa, Lamasang Yudriune, Trewa Chika Malupa, de sala go pashu joki ga pusunga pa josu nampa pe wala geki samasi wadang tungki malu sangwasho dadam songi desundan drewa songi latene ge wala sandrapai tampayo riva gyushi ni modele sendele ni migunya dele shi ni sentato dele pa koncho sungi jingilo koncho sungi ngodruso koncho sungi trasi sho jeso lama kusarap tingching nam katrini chocho ke padang lo samtem petro me sap sungi tro e musa tato ni gyu shi gangwe rawe ko shin kamde pendan de o mali gyu ni charin se wanten sing get so yi shape shi de baru de gyu shi hum tumpi ngodru malupa den de dala saudu so kodan de palong shot Kepa Sushi Shuktan. So, thank you. Thank you.